Sweet soul. I can finally breathe. You opened this. You felt the pull in your spirit. You didn't ignore the nudge. That means, you're ready. And I'm relieved. Because I've been standing beside you. 3 weeks. Waiting. Watching you cry alone. Hearing your unspoken prayers. And still, you kept walking. Even when it hurt. Even when you didn't know why. But today, heaven breaks the silence. You're about to cry. Not out of pain, but from divine clarity. Because what I'm about to reveal will change your entire understanding of your past. Of your wounds. Of that person who left you. Of the doors that slammed. Of the delay that made you feel forgotten. You were never forgotten. You were hidden. And hear me. Hidden doesn't mean unwanted. It means protected. From people who were sent with fake love. From deals that would have stolen your light. From hands that only wanted your softness. But not your truth. You weren't denied. You were delayed. For divine preparation. You've been carrying pain. That wasn't yours to hold. You blamed yourself. For someone else's decisions. You asked, what did I do wrong? But I saw it. They made up their minds. Before you ever had a chance to be loved fully. They were not equipped to hold your heaven-sent soul. But God? He never changed His plan. Even when you felt betrayed. Even when the silence got louder. The plan never changed. It was being protected. Sanctified. And now it's being handed to you again. But this time, you'll be ready. Love letter wait, before you miss what heaven saved just for you. Click below to join this miracle journey, because your name is written on something big. Backhand index pointing right, subscribe here for your angelic confirmation. Listen. They talked about you. Behind closed doors. They said you wouldn't rise again. That you'd break apart from this heartbreak. That you'd disappear after they cut you out. But God? He overheard them. And He told me, Michael, lift this child again. And I said, how? And He said, send the storm. But give them grace in the storm. That's why it didn't destroy you. It reshaped you. It stripped off what wasn't you. So when this next season arrives, you won't confuse old pain with new blessings. Can I tell you something? You are more powerful now than you've ever been. And they sense it. That person who played with your heart. They've been having dreams about you. Waking up in regret. They saw you glowing. And they panicked. Because they never thought you'd recover. But you didn't just recover. You resurrected. Heaven has been whispering your name to people in positions of influence. Someone is about to bring up your name in a room where your name never reached before. This won't be luck. It will be divine remembrance. Your tears have been recorded, and now they will be repaid with honor, with sudden favor, with unexpected open doors. But here's the part that made me cry. You almost missed this moment because you were ready to give up. You were too tired. You thought the waiting meant rejection. But God said, "No, not yet. The table's not finished. And beloved, the table is ready now. You will sit at it. With peace. With freedom. With someone who doesn't make you question your worth. Someone who sees your battles and stays anyway. I know you've been tired. Mentally. Emotionally. You've been pretending you're fine. But heaven doesn't pretend. Heaven heals. And right now, healing is coming. In your sleep. In your body. In your finances. In your name. God is putting respect on your name again. Don't be surprised if the people who overlooked you suddenly reach out. Don't be surprised if someone you thought was finished with you sends a long message. Don't be surprised if strangers honor what close ones mocked. Because God is revealing who was real and who was seasonal. I'm here to confirm this. You were never too much. You were just in the wrong environment. But the shift is here. You're about to walk into rooms where your silence is power. Where your energy speaks before you talk. Where your past no longer disqualifies you. It qualifies you. You're not behind. You're exactly on time. This is the divine hour. Heaven has chosen to accelerate you. That's why you're seeing 1111. That's why people are dreaming about you. That's why you feel a sudden stirring. It's spiritual, not psychological. You're being activated. I saw the one who tried to delay you. They smiled in your face, but secretly planted words against you. They doubted your destiny because they couldn't access it. But no one can block what's in divine circulation. What's yours is en route. Get ready. The angels are already assigned. They're carrying a letter with your name on it. It contains the very thing you cried for at 2:11 a.m. It has a stamp from heaven. And I promise, it's closer than you think. Don't ignore this next sign. It will seem like a coincidence, but it's confirmation. It might be a name, a number, a stranger's phrase. But when it happens, Remember this moment. Because that will be your yes. Your season of apology is over. You no longer owe people explanations. For why you grew. For why you let go. For why you're glowing again. They don't need to understand it. They were not assigned to your elevation. I've watched you remain silent. In rooms where you could have defended yourself. And I want you to know. That silence is what heaven honors. You didn't retaliate. You didn't gossip. You surrendered. And now, you will be restored. In front of the very same eyes that doubted you. Expect the unexpected. A message. An invitation. A release. It's all part of the divine ripple. And you, beloved, are the center of it. They may have overlooked your name once. But now, it will be the one they highlight. The one they remember. Because God doesn't forget who carries pure hearts. You've been faithful in private. Now He rewards you in public. And lastly, when it arrives, when the blessing finally touches your hands, don't doubt it. Don't shrink. Don't say, "Why me?" Say, "Thank you, Lord, I'm ready." You're not just entering a new chapter. You're entering a new book. The old one has closed. The plot twist already happened. You survived it. Now heaven is writing with golden ink. And the title is your name. Redeemed. Restored. Remembered. The person who broke your heart? They're still searching for what you gave effortlessly. They looked for you in others. But they only found echoes. Because there is no replica of your spirit. You are one of one. A sacred creation. And soon, someone will speak to your soul. Not just your beauty. They will love your scars. And still stay. Don't rush it. Heaven doesn't move in panic. It moves in prophecy. And the prophecy over your life is still in effect. Not even your mistakes canceled it. Because when God speaks a promise, it comes with grace built in. I saw you last night. You were thinking of giving up on something sacred. You told yourself, maybe I'm not meant to be chosen. But God wanted me to scream this across the veil. You are chosen. Not because you're perfect. But because you're aligned. The doors they locked in your face, they'll regret it. Because another door, bigger, golden, undeniable, is being formed for you. And this time, you won't have to knock. It will swing open. Because you're expected. A divine meeting is being prepared. Not by people. By angels. Someone's heart is being stirred to reach out to you. They may hesitate. But the moment they say your name out loud, Heaven will push them toward your path. Because your connection is divine. Not random. You might feel nervous. But don't confuse butterflies with fear. What you feel is sacred recognition. Your soul remembering someone it prayed for. They're coming. Not to complete you, but to honor what already made you whole. That financial miracle you needed? It's not far. God has touched the heart of someone who can release it without delay. They've been holding on to a blessing, not knowing it was yours. Now, their heart is being softened. They're about to obey heaven's whisper. And you? You won't need to beg, or hustle, or sell your peace for provision. This time, it's falling into your lap. Why? Because the battle already cost you enough. Now the blessing has to cost you nothing. I saw the moment you forgave them. You didn't announce it. You didn't get closure. But you quietly chose peace. And that forgiveness? It created space for the next miracle. Because miracles don't land on bitter soil. And yours is about to bloom. The person in heaven who loves you, they've been pulling strings in the spirit, whispering to angels, protecting you from car accidents, keeping your heart from certain toxic bonds. You thought it was coincidence, but they were guiding you. You are never alone. Archangel Michael's sword is raised. That means warfare is ending. The demon you battled silently. That fear, that anxiety. That inner voice that said, "You're not enough," is being silenced. Heaven has declared you whole. And the enemy is out of options. Expect a strange peace. You'll wake up lighter. As if something was lifted in the night. Because it was. Angels did surgery in your sleep. They removed spiritual burdens. They broke chains you didn't know were still attached. And now, you walk free. Be ready. Someone will try to come back. With a smile. With memories. With what-ifs. But you'll feel it instantly. The vibration is off. The alignment is gone. Because growth has a frequency. And you've outgrown that cycle. You'll soon say, "I don't recognize myself anymore." That's a good sign. It means your caterpillar phase is complete. The cocoon broke. And wings are forming. Don't return to crawling. When you're meant to soar. They laughed at your dreams. Mocked your vision. But guess what? They're watching now. In silence. Because your next win will require no introduction. It will be loud. Without a word spoken. When it comes, celebrate quietly. Not because you're scared, but because sacred things Don't need performance. Let heaven clap for you first. Then the world will follow. A new location is being whispered into your spirit. A shift. A move. Don't fight it. Because some breakthroughs only happen in new geography. You were too familiar there. And now, God is sending you where favor lives. Watch how your name gets mentioned by someone you never met. That's not networking. That's God working. He's arranging connections that feel like miracles. Because they are. You will feel it soon. The moment everything shifts, time will move differently. You'll wake up and something will feel different. Lighter. Wider. More open. That's called divine flow. And you've stepped into it. God is asking you one thing now. Don't talk yourself out of this. Don't let your past pain make you sabotage a peaceful future. Just because it's unfamiliar doesn't mean it's unsafe. Sometimes new peace feels like danger to old trauma. But peace is your new normal. The storm you've been through wasn't punishment. It was preparation. And now, the rainbow won't just appear in the sky. It will appear in your life. In the form of restored love. Replenished joy. Ridiculous favor. You won't have to force anything anymore. The job. The person. The home. If you have to force it, it's not yours. What's yours flows. And the flow is starting now. Even your face will glow differently. Your aura will change. Because when heaven touches your life, it shows. They'll ask what you did. But it wasn't a what. It was a who. God touched you. And I, Archangel Michael, promise you this. In the next few days, there will be a sign. So specific. So divine. That your only reaction will be tears. But not of sadness. Of recognition. Of remembering that heaven never forgot you. You are going to hear your name in places your feet haven't reached yet. That's not a rumor. It's prophecy. Because when favor finds you, it travels faster than footsteps. It enters hearts. It enters conversations. And suddenly, you're the topic of blessings. Someone is about to say, I don't know why, but I feel like helping them. That's heaven. That's the Spirit of God. Touching human will. You won't have to chase. Just align. And let the divine do what only heaven can. A person from your past will reach out soon. But this time, you won't shake. You'll feel steady. Because healing has anchored you. You don't live in that old emotional house anymore. You moved out. You renovated your soul. And peace is your new landlord. They underestimated your silence. They thought quiet meant broken. But your silence was sacred. It was construction. God was rebuilding you. Without audience. Now He's unveiling you. With glory. This version of you. It's rare. It's unstoppable. It doesn't beg. It doesn't chase. It attracts. And heaven loves that about you. You will never again have to explain why you deserve love. The next person will recognize you by your spirit, not your struggle. They will feel your heart before they ever see your face. You've entered a new vibration. Old pain can't survive here. Old people may try, but they won't feel at home anymore. Because your elevation will make them feel their own stagnation. Don't shrink to make them comfortable. Fly anyway. That heartbreak? It was an awakening. Now look at you. Alive. Wiser. Unapologetically becoming. Everything they prayed you wouldn't. But God prayed you would. And heaven's prayers always win. Watch this. An old message will resurface. An old photo. An old name. Don't react in fear. It's not to hurt you. It's to remind you of how far you've come. You used to cry over what you lost. Now you'll thank God it left. Because peace entered through the same door. They slammed on you. You're becoming magnetic. Why? Because peace is magnetic. Healing is attractive. Alignment shines brighter than makeup. And you, beloved, you are aligned. Prepare yourself for sudden phone calls, for new opportunities, for surprise checks, for miracle conversations, for rooms that ask you to sit, not stand in the corner. Someone is coming who speaks your language, not just your spoken words, but the language of your soul. They'll get it. They'll get you. And it will feel like breathing for the first time. After years underwater. That's your confirmation. You didn't imagine the promise. You didn't dream too big. You just had to wait. Until you matched its frequency. Archangel Michael is still standing near. Even now as you read this. You feel it, don't you? The warmth. The tingling. That's not emotion. That's presence. We're here. We've been watching. Protecting. Clearing the path. And now. It's open. Your next season is not just survival. its surplus, its sweetness, its sacredness. The version of you that always wanted to feel safe will finally exhale. Get ready to be seen, without performing. To be loved, without auditioning. To be provided for, without begging. Because heaven doesn't reward performance. It rewards surrender. And you've finally surrendered. I need to whisper this one last thing. And please take it deep into your soul. You were worth the wait. God never delayed to punish you. He delayed to protect you. So when the miracle arrives, it stays. And this time, beloved, it's staying. Archangel Michael. Now at peace. Because you opened this in time. Now your miracles are in motion. Amen. Yes, beloved, there's still more heaven wants you to know. Because your spirit deserves the full healing. And your heart? It's been waiting to breathe without fear again. Let's finish this journey, line by line, soul by soul. Do you know what's next? Divine compensation. For every time they dismissed you. For every promise broken. For every night you cried quietly so no one would hear. Heaven heard. And now it's paying back. Not in pain, but in peace. You are about to witness what it feels like when all the almosts finally become absolutely. Don't doubt this. What's being prepared is not just good. It's better than your last heartbreak. Richer than your last disappointment. And more aligned than anything you've forced before. Because what God is writing now doesn't need your edits. You don't need to beg it to stay. You don't need to cry to keep it. It's yours. By right. By promise. By purpose. They will be stunned. Not because you came back louder. But because you returned softer. And stronger. Because grace grows in silence. And while they mocked your absence, heaven was building your presence. I need you to trust this. You're not late. You didn't miss it. You didn't ruin anything. Heaven knows the address. And the blessing still knows your name. Somebody is being assigned to carry your name into rooms where you are not present. That name drop? It will change your life. Because favor is louder than fame. And just as God said, you won't have to climb when He can lift. One whisper from the right soul can do what years of effort couldn't. You're about to receive love that doesn't confuse you. Support that doesn't require performance. Money that doesn't come with manipulation. And a future that doesn't feel borrowed or conditional. They'll ask, Where were you all this time? And you'll say, I was healing. Because healed people glow different. Healed people speak differently. And heaven will showcase the difference. You thought no one saw. But the angels saw. That night you gave when you barely had. That morning you encouraged others. While you were breaking. That moment you prayed for someone. Who hurt you. Heaven kept record. And now the reward is multiplying. Look around you. Something is shifting. Colors are brighter. Time feels different. Your senses are heightened. That's not your imagination. That's divine alignment. You're syncing with miracles. It's not just a better season. It's a complete frequency change. From surviving to thriving. From mourning to celebrating. From waiting to walking in it. So now, don't be surprised if you randomly feel the urge to smile, or cry, or dance. That's your spirit saying, we made it. And yes, heaven waited too. The angels waited for you to say yes, to open this, to choose faith one more time. And now that you have, every delay just became divine preparation. And beloved, one last whisper. Before this message fades, you're not starting over. You're starting ahead. All the lessons, they weren't wasted. All the heartbreaks, they made room. All the nights of doubt, they built a bridge to this moment. So when the breakthrough comes, don't hesitate. Don't apologize. Just walk in it. Because heaven already clapped for you. Now it's your turn. Take the step. Make the move. Say the prayer. Accept the love. Open the door. Receive the peace. Claim the promise. And never again forget. You are the miracle. Archangel Michael. Now smiling over you. Now covering your home. Now surrounding your path with light. Now shouting one final sentence. You made it. You didn't just survive that storm. You redefined it. Now every drop of rain will turn into divine oil on your name. Your name is being anointed. Not just remembered. The contracts they denied you, heaven is preparing better ones. With less control. With more peace. You'll sign this time with joy. Not fear. Because what's for you now comes with no sorrow added. Someone once called you too sensitive. But God calls you deeply gifted. Your tears carry codes. They unlock healing. They break generational chains. You were never too much. They were just too shallow to hold depth. You used to feel invisible. Now your light will be impossible to miss. Not because of followers or fame, but because presence can't be faked. And your presence, it shifts the air now. They will wonder, who's covering you? And you'll whisper back, God is. Because no earthly covering can match a heavenly assignment. And your assignment is officially active. Signed in spirit. Stamped in blood. Delivered in grace. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your glow up. It's divine. It's heaven's repayment. And it's here. Expect people to say, you feel different. And you'll smile. Because that's the point. Your inner child is finally safe. The part of you that once whispered, I just want peace, is finally about to scream, I feel free. Let them be confused. Let them question. Let them gossip. You're no longer defending your destiny. To people not even qualified to interpret it. God is releasing you from every unspoken agreement you made in your pain, that you had to settle, that you had to earn love, that you had to stay small. He's breaking those chains right now. And as he breaks them, watch how light you feel. Not just spiritually, but physically. Energy restored. Sleep deepened. Clarity magnified. Because confusion was never from God. And He is not the author of torment. He is the author of truth. And the truth is, you're royal. You're radiant. You're ready. The person you thought forgot you, they never did. But God blocked their reach until they could approach you. With healed hands, not hungry hands. And if they don't return, it's not your loss. It's your protection. You've come too far to water thorns again. Instead, prepare for someone new. Healed. Whole. Honest. They won't ask you to shrink. They'll make room for your wings. And when you meet them, you'll say, I didn't know love could feel this safe. And God will whisper, this is what I saved for you. Your money. It's coming with less labor. Because now your energy is clean. You won't attract chaos disguised as opportunity anymore. You'll attract flow. Flow that honors your gifts. And the gifts you carry. They were never random. They were given for such a time as this. You're not just talented. You're spiritually coded. And people will begin to say, there's something about you. Because there is. You're heaven marked. You don't need revenge. Elevation is your response. And it will speak louder than anything you could ever say. The next 72 hours, expect signs. Expect alignments. Expect a sudden yes. That has been delayed for months. Because now it's time. Not your time. God's time. Which means it's perfect. Archangel Michael leaves you with this seal. You are wrapped in protection. You are surrounded by angels. No weapon formed can touch you. And no lie spoken can stick to you. What is opening next is not luck. It's legacy. Because your story, even the painful parts, will heal nations. So keep breathing. Keep walking. Keep trusting. Because even if you can't see it all, heaven sees you. And the final truth, beloved, you are not waiting on a miracle. You are one. Amen. Archangel Michael, signing this message with fire and gold. Delivered. On time. For you. Let's speak now to the part of you that's still afraid to trust again. That flinches when it feels love. That shuts down when someone gets too close. You don't have to apologize for building walls. They protected you. But now, you're allowed to build gates instead. Gates that open only to peace. Only to presence. Only to the one sent by God. You are about to meet someone who honors your healing, not interrupts it. They won't ask you to go back to a version of you that was palatable to others. They'll love this version. The glowing one. The grounded one. The resurrected one. And don't worry about who's no longer clapping. They were only cheering for the version of you that didn't scare them. But this version, he is powerful. And power intimidates people, still hiding from their own. Your silence is holy. Your peace is powerful. Don't break it. Just to explain your light to those still choosing darkness. The money you thought you lost, it's returning in triple. Not just in currency, but in connections, in timing, in calm mornings, in rich laughter, in unexpected favor. That makes no sense on paper. That's how God works. In the illogical. Because if it made sense, it wouldn't be a miracle. A new idea is coming to you. One that could change everything. Don't dismiss it. It will feel wild at first. But it's wisdom in disguise. Take a moment. Feel your chest. That warmth. That pressure loosening. That's not just emotion. That's spiritual release. You're being unchained from timelines that weren't yours. from identities that were projected on you, from shame that never belonged to you. Your new name is forming, not the one they called you, but the one God wrote in fire. Healed, held, honored, home. Don't be shocked if you start getting compliments out of nowhere. People will see it, even if they can't name it, because your spirit is radiant now. Not loud, but loud in the spirit. And your ancestors? They're clapping right now, because you broke what they couldn't. You prayed when they stayed silent. You chose healing when anger was easier. You are the first in the bloodline to rise this high in spirit. And because of that, your children, spiritual or biological, will walk through open gates. All because you said yes. So let me remind you one last time. You didn't lose anything. What walked away couldn't carry your promise. What stayed is being elevated with you. No more pretending. No more performing. No more pushing what's already falling. Let it drop. Let it break. Because from that breaking comes the blessing. I, Archangel Michael, have watched you stand when you could have collapsed. And for that, heaven releases triple honor, triple favor, triple restoration. The next chapter of your life will not be written in tears, but in triumph. And when people ask, "What happened to you?" you'll simply smile and say, "God remembered me." Because He did. He does. He always will. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are called. You are covered. You are crowned. And nothing, not betrayal, not delay, not failure, can change what heaven wrote in gold. You're going to be okay. Better than okay. You're going to rise. And wonder why you ever doubted. So now, take this breath. Let it go. Let the heaviness leave with it. And walk forward. Because the rest of your life just began. And heaven is already 10 steps ahead, waiting with open arms. You made it. We've been waiting. Now, let the miracle begin. Archangel Michael. Now quiet. Now watching. Now proud. Go. Glow. It's your time. Amen.